guys, welcome to Evita Cooks, and I have a very quick video for you at the request of a subscriber by the name of Heidi. And what I have for you is the onions that I served over the top of the hard-boiled green bananas that I served with the egg drop soup that I shared recently. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll share the link right up here. Okay, so I'm using one medium red onion. And this recipe, you can make as much or as little as you wish. As a matter of fact, the longer these onions sit in the refrigerator, the better it tastes. In my house, they don't last that long usually, but you can keep them in the refrigerator pickled for up to 2 weeks. It just depends on the method that you use for your brine. In addition to the onions, we're going to be using some roasted red peppers, and I have some of the ones that I canned recently. Actually, I canned them about 6 months ago, to be honest with you. I always give you guys a full recipe. I take the time to measure the ingredients so that you have an idea of the amounts that I use. But to be honest with you, it doesn't have to be exact, especially when it comes to onions and vegetables like this. You can use as much or as little as you wish. And look at these peppers. When I canned my peppers, I just want to point out, I left the skin on them. I don't know, for whatever reason, I find that they hold together way better than when you remove the skin. So, but look at how easy it is to remove it. Okay, and I'm gonna cut them to size. I love roasted bell peppers, especially the homemade roasted peppers. Okay, and you're gonna see just how simple this is. This is actually my favorite way to serve the cooked green bananas. I find that the brined onions or the pickled onions add a nice flavor to them. Okay, let's clean up a little bit. I want to show you very quickly all the ingredients because this dish comes together very easily and very quickly. I'm adding some stuffed olives that I will cut into halves. You can leave them whole if you want. But since my kids don't like stuffed olives that much, I typically cut them into halves and hope that they miss it when they take a bite and they eat them. Okay, we also need some capers, red wine vinegar, oil, and olive oil. Now the oil I always use a neutral oil, and I leave that up to your discretion. There's a lot of controversies about certain oils, and for this recipe, for as long as you use a neutral oil, that will be fine. So for the first part of the cooking process, I will be cooking the onions with the neutral oil, and then once we add all the ingredients, I will finish it with the extra virgin olive oil, because extra virgin olive oil is at its best when you add it at the end as a finishing oil as opposed to a cooking oil. If you want to use just extra virgin olive oil for throughout the process, that's fine too. Another very important ingredient for this recipe is the whole peppercorn, and I'm using about a 1/4 teaspoon of whole peppercorn. You can crush it if you want, but I really enjoy just taking a nice bite and biting into a whole peppercorn, but that's totally up to you. To tie it all together, I'm going to be using some Redmond salt, and this is ancient salt. And for those of you that have never heard of Redmond salt or ancient salt, I encourage you to do a little bit of research and try it. And in the description box below, I will share my affiliate link with Redmond salt. I'm also going to be sharing with you some of the information as to why it's a good reason to switch to Redmond salt as opposed to the table salt that we're all used to. So be sure to check them out, and like I said, I will share my affiliate link as well as a coupon where you can get it 15% off by using the discount code Evita, all in capital letters. So go ahead and check them out, use my affiliate links, and because I became an affiliate with Redmond salt, I usually make a little bit of money off of that. At no extra cost to you, of course, and you can take advantage of that 15% off coupon code Evita so you can save yourself some money. Now we have all the ingredients ready, and before I show you how this is done, I just want to point out that the majority of the ingredients that I have on the table are similar to the ingredients that you would normally use for escabeche, and you will find several recipes in my channel using this process and this recipe, such as the cassava, the chicken gizzards, which I know is not everybody's favorite, but you really should check that out. And like I said, I do have several recipes using a similar process or a similar recipe with all these ingredients. Let's go ahead and move over to this, and I'll show you just how quickly this recipe comes together. And I'm gonna start by adding the neutral oil to the skillet, which I'm preheating on medium. You don't want the heat to be too high. And this should be enough to saute the onions. You can use red, like I said, or a combination of red and Vidalia, which are actually my favorite. And just when the oil comes to temperature, you drop in the onions. And we're going to saute the onions for a few minutes. For this recipe, I like my onions to be a little bit crunchy and to have a bit of a bite. Now this is a warm brine, by the way, but you could use the same ingredients to pickle your onions and keep them in the refrigerator. And even after we cook these onions, you can still keep them in the refrigerator if you have any left over. Okay, to the onions, I'm adding the whole peppercorn, the capers, olives, the salt. Okay, we're going to give it a few seconds. And now I'm going to add the roasted peppers. Smells incredible already. Finally, I'm adding the red wine vinegar. And this is homemade red wine vinegar. I'm going to let it go for a couple of seconds and then go ahead and add the extra virgin olive oil to finish. And we're done. Look at that. Like I said, this is very easy. It is very tasty. It pairs very well with some hard-boiled green bananas, some yuca or cassava, just about any root vegetable you can think of. It's also very good over some steak or even some grilled chicken. The possibilities with this recipe are truly endless. And at the Evita family, we like things spicy, so if you dare, you can add some thinly sliced red chili. This is a red Serrano Chili. Like I said, my family loves spicy, and I'm going to be adding some red chilies. You all know me by now, and you know that I always like to add a touch of freshness, and that usually comes in the form of herbs. And of course, my favorite, cilantro and culantro, los dos primitos or two cousins. And I'm gonna roughly chop the cilantro and add it to the pan. And as you can see, this dish comes together very quickly and very nicely. The herbs are totally optional. Look at the color it adds to the dish. Check it out. They look amazing, smell incredible, and the fresh herbs just add that nice touch of freshness and color to the dish and brings it all together. And these onions are also perfect with some sea bass, some codfish, you name it, you can definitely add it to these onions. Guys, to support this channel free of charge to you, of course, simply use my Redmond salt link. Check out their extensive line of products like the bentonite clay and a variety of ancient salt products and condiments that I'm certain you are going to love. And guys, full disclosure, because I am an affiliate of Redmond's, when you use my link, I make a small commission at no extra cost to you. And by using my coupon code Evita, you can save 15% off your purchase. So head on over to Redmond Salts and check them out. For more easy condiments like this one, consider subscribing to the channel, like, share, and comment for the YouTube algorithms, and activate the bell so you never miss out on any of my videos. Until next time, I'm Evita Cooks. Bon appetit! You really have to try it.